Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and not up in space where I was planning on being last time, for a couple reasons. One, we've got this contract that we accepted to run a satellite up to Minmus, and we didn't launch a satellite up to Minmus. So I would like to launch a satellite up to Minmus. So we're going to do that before we do anything else, and that satellite's going to have a couple extra things on it. It's going to have some solar panels and some more batteries for the eventual Minmus ship, and it's also going to have some docking ports for the space station, and maybe even a little structural area for the space station as well, just so that. So we can hook more things to it, because there's not a lot up there right now. So we're going to do that, and we're going to do it now. And I'm going to build the ship, but I'm not going to do it in front of you. I've decided that just building ship after ship after ship can get boring, and there's not too much new on this ship. So I will be back when I'm ready to launch said ship. And I'm back. I've turned up the game sounds just a little bit because I noticed last episode that I've watched since I since I recorded this one. I noticed that it's the engine sounds are kind of quiet, so I turned up the game a little bit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be cautious about it because I hate it when the game is too loud. Okay, so this satellite that I'm gonna be launching needs to get to the space station before our other ship, which is fine because it's got like forever before it's gonna have to get there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wait until the space station is basically just over Kerbal Space Center, then we're going to launch behind it so we can catch up to it in a lower orbit. So we'll do this. That should be good enough. And then we are going to exit out, and we are going to launch Minsat 1, which you won't know what's in it because it's under a fairing, but it is very squat, very tiny. Kind of cute. I'm really enjoying the zigzaggy fuel tanks. I might do that more often, even when I don't need to, just because I think it looks funny. But this has a Valiant on the bottom, which isn't enough to lift it right now. So I've got a couple solids attached to it. Gonna hit T. Gonna hit space, and we are off. The Valiant has gimbaling. It's one of the engines, it's really the only engine that's useful off the launch pad right now with gimbaling, and it's so low powered that it's actually a little bit hard to use. So I just realized also I want to make the priority of this guy lower so he keeps his fuel. Our apoapsis is pretty high, but our thrust to weight's about to die. But I would still like to have my... Go. Whoa! I was not expecting that. It's been a while since we've had a flip-on launch. There we go. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's good. We did have a little bit of extra thrust or delta V, so we should be okay. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Never cut the thrust as you're flying. Okay, so now we're having the opposite problem we had before. It's a good thing we had that high trajectory at the beginning because we used up a lot of our upward momentum there, flipping out of control. But anyway, in addition to other things, I've installed a new visual pack. I installed the, I don't remember which one. Stock visual enhancements, I think it was. I tried a couple of them, and that's the one I like the most. I don't want Scatterer. I've had so many problems with Scatterer. I'm sick of it. I don't think I ever want to use Scatterer again. So I had to pick one that didn't require Scatterer, and it seems like there were two. There was this one and sci-fi visual enhancements, and sci-fi visual enhancements is a little too much for me. A little too much of a change. So I opted for stock visual enhancements. I like the stock game. I like what you get out of the stock game, and that's all I got to say about that. So yeah, we're doing pretty good as far as all this is concerned. I think I'm going to throttle down to a third. I don't want my time to reach to get too high. Wish I could lock to prograde because we're basically perfect right now. The space station is up there somewhere. I could probably target it. There we go. Yeah, it's directly ahead of us on the horizon. It's up there somewhere. Kind of wish I could aim at target, but yeah, I don't know exactly where it is. I'm surprised it doesn't show up. I thought when you targeted something, it would always show up, but I guess I'm wrong about that. But, as I like to say, what are you going to do? Let's go ahead and kick the thrust up here. Let's get our apoapsis up to the 80 that we like it to be. And then time warp up to out of the atmosphere. And then I will reveal this ugly, ugly craft. This is definitely a I don't know what the word would be, a restocking mission. This is in addition to the satellite, which by the way is paying 8 times what this satellite cost. We've also got a ton of stuff to slap on the side of the spaceship. We got 4 antennas, we got 4 docking ports, we've got 6 solar panels, 2 of which are going to remain on the satellite, and 2 relay antennas, and I think that's it. And we have 3 batteries too, which I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to take because I'll have to finagle with it. This guy can't himself dock unless we take these off and then slap a docking port on top, and I don't think I'm going to bother. I just realized it looks like we forgot a whatever you call it. I hope this thing gimbals. It does gimbal. Okay, we have a gimbaling engine. I'm gonna try to complete this contract with just the gimbaling engine, but I guess we'll find out. We are almost to our apoapsis, and we're actually almost to the descending node as well, which means I think I'm gonna give it a teeny tiny bit of thrust. Oh, we are also not in antenna range, which is annoying. Very annoying because it's going to be a little bit before we get in antenna range. There we go. Oh, that's why we do have gimbaling. Okay. Where are we? Our periapsis is 60. There, our periapsis is 70. Okay, we are above the atmosphere. So we do have reaction wheels on here. I just couldn't see them because they're buried. Yeah, these are reaction wheels right here between. So we have 3 batteries, reaction wheels, and fuel is what we have on there. So that's fine. Okay, it'll be nice when we finally have relay satellites. Maybe I should put a couple over Kerbin. I don't generally put them over Kerbin because I usually have the settings set up so that you can get communication coverage over her, but on hard settings you can't do that. So what we want to do here is somewhere around here, and it's going to be at least an orbit ahead of time, I would think. So I'm just going to bump it forward in orbit now so we don't have to worry about passing it. I want to burn forward to get close to the space station. We're already pretty close, but if we go another orbit, oh yeah, that's actually passing it. So let's go ahead and move it back in time. Now minus an orbit. That's too much. So let's try to give it a little bit of extra power and then maybe connect here instead of over there. Oh, those went away. It's always annoying when that happens. 15 kilometers, 11 kilometers. Going forward in time goes back, so 8.6, 7.9, 7.4. I want to do it basically, ideally, in the sun and close to each other. I think I have to be a little bit more fine-tuned approach here. And there's a certain level that we're not going to get just because we didn't have our descending node and ascending node. So I think we're going to do that. It's in 29 minutes. It is a very, very, very small burn. I'm a little afraid to time warp directly to it. I'm going to hit F5, and we're gonna try to time warp to it because time warping wanders off the maneuver node, and I don't know if we're going to actually have comms when it comes time to do this burn. Which is going to be a bit of a pain. A, because we're off the maneuver node, and B, because we won't have we won't have the ability to fine-tune thrust. And it looks like, yes, I am correct. We are not going to have comms. So I'm just going to go by faith here that I can do this. Yeah, that's the best I can probably do. Can't even delete the maneuver node. So let's see how terrible this is, then we'll fix it. We are in the atmosphere. Only just. But we are in the atmosphere because we can't time warp. Yeah, we're 100 meters below the atmosphere, which is kind of hilarious. But we'll be back out of it in a second here. We're already out of it now. Okay. So now let's get comms. There we go. Now we can delete the maneuver node. And look at what our encounter looks like. It looks like hot garbage. So at our ascending node here, let's fix it. We lost our target, which is annoying. There we go. At our ascending node, we're going to burn down. It's so hard. Clicking on this guy, I have to right-clicking on the ascending node locks it in place. Right-clicking on the maneuver node changes its mode. So I had to click on one but not the other. Okay, so there's that. How close are we here? 21 kilometers. Yeah, that's... Oh, wait, this way. What are we doing? 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. It's getting worse and worse. So we'll do this one for a little while. Down to 5 kilometers. 2 kilometers. That's getting into the good spot here. 0.0 kilometers. There we go. That's about as close as we're going to get. So let's aim at it now while we have both comms and sunlight. Although we have so much batteries, we shouldn't have to worry about that. Let's hit F5. It's 8 minutes away. I think it's going to be over Nye Island anyway, so I think we'll be fine. We do have comms to Nye Island, so that's good. I'm going to be very persnickety about exactness here if I can. There we go. And we are 0.1 kilometers away. Let's mark this with an F5. Let's time warp to here. Because now we are going to approach our target from somewhere. I think, is it catching up to us? It should be catching up to us. There it is. So we have comms, which is always good. I don't really see any reason to do anything until we know exactly which direction it's going to wander off. It's in 60 seconds. Let's go down to 30 seconds or so. Still can't really see how it's going to diverge. But it looks more like that. There we go. Hopefully that's not a crash. The cities look fantastic from the sky on this pack. I don't like where they're placed. They changed my placement. So I'm going to change that back. But here we come up to the space station. I definitely want to come to a stop near it. Oops, that's not right. Oh, and then now I'm going too far the other way. Should probably thrust limit this engine down a little bit so it's a little bit easier to control. I'm watching the nav ball, not the not anything else. And that should let us sidle up right next to this guy. I need to be aiming retrograde, though. Should let us sidle up right next to this guy in range where Bob can access both craft. That's really my goal here. Just get them stationary. And I think I'm actually going to aim up here. Give it just a tap. Okay. Bob, I'm sorry, Bill. Go EVA. One thing that you must know to do construction well, currently, one very important thing, Kerbals on ladders right now impel a force onto the craft. It's a bug. We've discovered it in the forums, and you shouldn't sit on the craft too long. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. So I'm just going to take all these, stick them anywhere. Oh, this too. It's not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Oh, I'm getting out of range here. So let's go I to get out of construction mode and then head back a little bit closer. I again, still too far away, which is annoying. So let's get you closer. You're starting to wander. Yeah, it's annoying when you can't dock. Okay, that should be fine. Okay, there we go. We can grab this. Now we can't place it. Oh, we can place it here. Okay, fine. Grab this. Put it there. Grab this. Put it there. I'm just grabbing everything I can here. And now that's out of range again. Yeah, I'm going to say that there's some sort of weird thrusting going on. I do not think that this is your standard orbital wandering. But who am I? Okay. Let's go into I mode again. Grab this, slap it on here. Grab this, slap it on here. I am just literally grabbing everything I can and getting it off the ship before it wanders away. I think I'm only going to keep one solar panel on that probe. And that's it. Everything else on that probe stays on it, except maybe if I could get 2 of these batteries off. Which means I need to get a little bit closer to him. Okay. So we're going to take this off. As soon as we can here. Oh, am I not in I? Oh, interesting. I just learned something. He can't take this. It doesn't have anything. Oh, now he can. Okay. Take it. It's green. I guess it's only green because that. So he can't take it, sadly. So we're gonna leave these batteries on here, even though they're more batteries than we need, simply because he doesn't have the ability to do that. And I don't think there's any way to make him be able to do it. I wish the game would actually say like this is too heavy to carry or something like that. But there's not much I can do. So, yeah, this is why I asked on the forums. I actually specifically asked, is it going to be possible to let's get this guy solar panel in the sun here. I asked in the forums if it would be possible to up the weight of things in the range of things that the Kerbals can do. And the developer, I think it was Maximal, said that yes, we will be able to do that. So I will be doing that in the very near future. But anyway, this guy's ready to go now. He's ready to get himself to Minmus. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to see where Minmus is. Set it as our target. We're not going to be able to get to it there. So we're going to try to get to it here. So at our ascending node here, we're going to add a maneuver to go forward. We'll say 145 meters per second. And then here we're going to turn around and dump the fuel back into Kerbin so that it goes away. And then we'll plan our other maneuver. That's 11 minutes away. So let's go ahead and time warp to it. Probably should have my solar panels in the sun, but this guy has so many batteries, I don't think it's ever going to matter. So let's get him down. 17-second burn is not going to be a 17-second burn. It's going to be a 3-second burn. And in 2, 1, burn. And it's more important that I leave fuel than it is that I get the burn good. We have 14 meters per second. I'd like to have about 10 left. So we'll do that. Okay, now here we're just going to aim retrograde. And that's actually not enough to get our periapsis down. Hopefully the kicking off will do it. We'll find out. So let's warp to this. I was going to put... No, I wasn't. Never mind. I was going to say I was going to put science on this thing, but I wasn't. I'm going to put science on the other ship when it comes up. And, yeah, so we're just going to do this. We're going to burn retrograde. And our periapsis is now 91. So now we're going to turn around and we're going to burn prograde. And hopefully that'll knock this thing into the atmosphere. And it annoys me you can't jump to these things anymore. But I can target it and then look at my target's periapsis. My target's periapsis is 82. Yeah, mine is 107. My target's is 82. So sadly, it's not going back in the atmosphere. We'll have to pick that up later at some point. Okay, so now we want to go back here to our periapsis and make a maneuver node. I don't know why you can't zoom, but oh well. Let's set Minmus as our target. And then make our maneuver node go up to it. Oops. Actually pretty good. Although, no, it's here. Never mind. Let's go forward some orbits. Let's, I said go forward some orbits. There we go. I wish you could hold this down. Oh. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, if it works, it works. But I think, though, that this is, like this yellow line. If I put a maneuver node here. Yeah, that's before the intercept. Yeah. I'm just looking, because I'm trying to make sure if that thing is on this orbit. This is in a day. So we'll have time to do everything else up until now. Let's go ahead and focus view on Minmus. Here's the orbit that we want to reach, and it's completely wrong as far as this thing's concerned. Not a huge deal, because we can fix it later, but we might be able to fix it now. Let's do this. Let's crank this way down. If we change the time, it goes away completely. If we change the meters per second at all, it goes away completely. So we definitely don't want to fiddle with that. We'll fiddle with it in a mid-course correction, which is going to be like right here. And then we can say maneuver 2. Wow. That is some finickiness. I'm just going to delete maneuver 2. And we'll deal with the fact that that's happening. I don't know what that means. I think it means that this is on a future orbit. I don't like that it's doing that, but I can't really change it. Let's go ahead and extend this antenna because we're going to need it eventually. Let's go ahead and get this guy's solar panel in the sun just for the fun of it. It's very ugly, but what are you going to do? What you're going to do is go to a different ship. We're going to go to the Kerbal National Space Station now. Let's actually do this. Let's do... Oh, wait. We want to add a maneuver alarm for you, so we know to go back to you. I used to do that automatically, but there's so many easy warp to things, it got to be a pain, so I just have to remember to do it myself. Which reminds me that I want to switch to... That's actually called the Kerbal National Space Station, which is weird. That's because it is. Okay, apparently I was completely looking at the wrong craft. I want to go to Minmus 1. And Minmus 1 needs his own maneuver node now to get to the space station. He is catching up to the space station, which is good. So, first of all, we should fix this. We're at the descending node right now. So let's fix this right now. Our descending node is 0.2. 0.1. As soon as they flip, you know you're perfect. This is about as perfect as we can get. Okay, so now here, let's add a maneuver to get up to our target, which is the Kerbal National Space Station. And then if we go forward orbits, it's like the worst you could do. What if we go forward? No, that's not going to work either. If we go minus an orbit. Nope, forward an orbit, and then give more speed. It's a little bit better. Then go back in time. I'm trying to get it so that we meet the space station roughly at our local sunrise. And also get really close. So our intersect is at 4.6, 3.4, 2.2, 1, 0.3. Okay, 0.2 is the best I can do here. If I give it a little bit of speed, it goes up. If I lose a little bit of speed, it goes up. We'll live with a fifth of a kilometer here. So this is in 2 hours. Let's go ahead and add this maneuver node. Alarm. And then let's actually go back to the space station. And let's make this thing look a little prettier than it does. What we want to do here is, I just slapped all this stuff on the side just to get it out. Let's go ahead and turn on all the lights. Not that there's that much lights. Let's also control from here. And get this thing aimed north, just so we have a nice bathing in the sun here. Okay, and what do we want on this thing? What do we actually want on the space station itself? Let's see, let's get Bill out here. Okay. We don't need antennas. We don't need, although we could now transmit some data, which is nice. But we don't need the antennas and stuff on it. Honestly, we don't need that much on it. Let's go into I mode here. What we're gonna do here is that was a bit of a physics jump there. Yeah, I think it was because he did his motion while he was. That is not what I wanted. It's nice that he can use his thrusters in in construction mode as long as he's... yeah, I think the animation is causing issues. That's something I don't exactly like. This guy already has solar panels. He already has this. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. Now I remember what I want to do. I want to take this engine off here, and we can just slap it right there. And then I would love to take both of these, but I can't. Because these are destined to go on the other ship. I cannot get rotations down. Come on. There has to be. There we go. And then this can actually just go back down to Kerbin because we don't really need decouplers all that much. Although, it might be nice to have a decoupler to toss these fuel tanks away. Okay, put it back. Oh, is this... Okay, just drop it. Then you can pick it back up, and now, I actually like it like this. That was annoying. Yeah, it's not radially attached, which is super annoying. It's also not the direction I wanted it to be. His light should be on automatically. I thought I had a module manager patch that did that automatically. Okay, I want the arrow pointing out. Now it is. Now I'm going to hold down Alt to make sure it snaps to the node. There we go. Okay, so now the other ship, we should be able to take this off, attach it to it, take this off and take this off and attach it to it, and then that other ship will have more fuel to get to Minmus on. So that's something. The other ship also needs solar panels and stuff, but we can just take those off of places. The other ship is also eventually going to need a parachute, but there's no sense taking it to Minmus, although that means it could come directly home. But I wasn't planning on it coming directly home, but that's mostly because I didn't think about it. So I think I'll put this parachute on here. This is basically, I'm putting all the stuff that's going to go on the other ship up here, except for I don't think I'm going to bother with the science. And then that's it. It's actually going to need an antenna. And I have right here an antenna sticking through a solar panel. So let's go ahead and use that one. And we'll just slap it on right there. And then now when the other ship gets here, this is like the package of stuff to put on that ship, along with all the science, and then it can head off to Minmus itself. And that's it. And that's all we're doing this episode. We are done with... I've got 3 antennas up here. But we're done with construction and everything this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please like this on... Oh, I just hit... I don't know what I did. There we go. If you enjoyed watching this, though, please like it on YouTube. It definitely helps. And I definitely enjoyed playing it. I, though, am Superfluous J, and I will hit B, and then, come on. As always, talk at you later.